What's up, everybody? I hope you're all doing fantastic today. Welcome to Timeline Tales, the show where we take a deep dive into the most unforgettable moments in history, the ones that made us laugh, cry, and everything in between. Here, we explore the craziest, wildest, and most meme-worthy moments that have ever graced our timelines. From ancient history to the latest viral trends, we've got it all covered. Today, we're taking a look back at the year 2020, a year that none of us will ever forget, for better or worse. Buckle up, Buttercup, because this year was a wild ride. It was like being on a roller coaster that never seemed to end, with twists and turns that kept us all on the edge of our seats. We're talking crazier than trying to find a PS5 on launch day, with people camping out in front of stores and websites crashing left and right. Wilder than a pigeon playing a saxophone on a busy street corner, making everyone stop and stare in disbelief. And more unpredictable than my upload schedule, which, let's be honest, is all over the place. But hey, that's part of the fun, right? 2020 was a year that changed everything. We had to adapt to a new way of living, with masks, social distancing, and a whole lot of hand sanitizer. Cities that were once bustling with life became eerily quiet as lockdowns and restrictions took over. It was like living in a ghost town. Many of us had to adjust to working from home, turning our living rooms into makeshift offices and getting used to endless video calls. But it wasn't all bad. We found new hobbies like baking bread and spent more time with our families. We learned to appreciate the little things in life. We also saw incredible acts of kindness and solidarity. People came together to support healthcare workers, clapping from their balconies and donating supplies. And let's not forget the virtual concerts and online events that kept us entertained and connected, even when we couldn't be together in person. 2020 was also a year of powerful movements for social justice. People took to the streets to demand change and make their voices heard. And in the midst of it all, scientists worked tirelessly to develop vaccines, bringing hope for a brighter future. As we look back on 2020, let's remember the challenges we faced, the lessons we learned, and the resilience we showed. Here's to a new year and new beginnings. Thanks for joining me on this journey through time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Timeline Tales. Until next time, stay awesome. All right, let's kick things off with the big one, COVID-19. This virus, which started as a mysterious illness in a city few had heard of, quickly became a global phenomenon. It spread like wildfire, crossing borders and oceans, affecting every corner of the world. The microscopic menace brought the world to its knees, changing life as we knew it. This global pandemic hit us harder than a runaway shopping cart in a parking lot. Cities that were once bustling with life turned into ghost towns overnight. Streets that were always filled with the sounds of people and traffic became eerily silent. Public places, usually teeming with activity, were deserted. It was as if the world had pressed the pause button. Suddenly, everyone was a homebody. Homes transformed into offices, schools, and playgrounds. Families spent more time together than ever before, rediscovering the joys and challenges of living in close quarters. People stared out of their windows, longing for the days when they could step outside without a second thought. Hand sanitizer was more valuable than gold. It became a precious commodity, with people scrambling to get their hands on a bottle. Shelves that once held an abundance of hand sanitizer were suddenly empty. The simple act of sanitizing hands became a ritual, a small but significant way to protect ourselves from the invisible enemy. And don't even get me started on the great toilet paper shortage of 2020. It was as if the world collectively decided that toilet paper was the ultimate survival tool. Store aisles that once held an endless supply of toilet paper were stripped bare. People filled their shopping carts to the brim, fearing they might run out. I swear, people were stockpiling it like they thought the virus was going to turn us all into mummies. Homes were filled with stacks of toilet paper, creating humorous and sometimes absurd scenes. It was a strange and surreal time, a period that will be remembered for its challenges and its peculiarities. The year the world caught a cold was unlike any other, a chapter in history that will be studied and talked about for generations to come. Next up, we're heading down under, where Australia was battling some seriously intense bushfires. We're talking millions of acres burned, billions of animals affected. It was so bad, even the kangaroos were wearing SPF 1000. Meanwhile, back in the good old US of A, the presidential election was heating up. And by heating up, I mean, it was like a popcorn machine on overdrive. Memes, debates, more memes, it was non-stop. I'm pretty sure I aged a decade just trying to keep up with all the Twitter threads. But amidst all the chaos, something truly inspiring happened. The Black Lives Matter movement gained incredible momentum, sparking protests and conversations about racial injustice all over the world. It was a powerful reminder that we're all in this together, fighting for equality and justice for all. And just when you thought 2020 couldn't get any weirder, bam, murder hornets. These giant flying nightmares decided to show up like they were late to a bad horror movie. I'm talking 2-inch stingers, enough venom to kill a human. It was basically Jumanji, but in real life. But hey, at least humanity was making some progress in space. SpaceX and NASA teamed up for a historic launch, sending astronauts to the International Space Station. I mean, I get it. After 2020, who wouldn't want to blast off to space? Back on Earth, TikTok was taking over the world, one dance challenge at a time. Suddenly, everyone from your grandma to your dog was busting a move on the internet. I'm not complaining, though. Some of those TikToks were fire. Tragedy struck Beirut, Lebanon, when a massive explosion rocked the city. The images were devastating, but the outpouring of global support and aid gave us a glimmer of hope in a dark time. Remember when Zoom was just that thing your boss used for boring meetings? Yeah, well, in 2020 it became the go-to for everything. School, dates, family reunions, you name it, we Zoomed it. We all became tech experts overnight, figuring out how to mute ourselves and change our backgrounds. And finally, some really good news. Scientists around the world were working tirelessly to develop a COVID-19 vaccine. They were the real superheroes of 2020, working day and night to give us all a fighting chance. So there you have it, folks. We've reached the end of a year that none of us will soon forget. The highs, the lows, the moments that made us laugh, and the ones that brought tears to our eyes. The downright bizarre. That was 2020 in a nutshell. From unprecedented global events to personal milestones, it was a year like no other. It was a year we'll never forget, filled with challenges and triumphs, moments of despair and instances of hope. For better or for worse, 2020 has left an indelible mark on all of us. We faced obstacles we never imagined, but we also discovered strengths we didn't know we had. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride through history. Together, we've navigated the twists and turns, the ups and downs, and everything in between. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more hilarious recaps of history. Your support means the world to us and helps us keep bringing you the content you love. Whether it's a deep dive into the past or a lighthearted look at the quirks of history, we've got plenty more in store for you. So stay tuned, and let's continue this journey together. Until next time, peace out. Remember, history is not just about the past, it's about understanding our present and shaping our future. Take care and see you soon.